round of the FA Cup, traditionally the haunt of the cut price player and the small-time club. Tonight's stage is a big money, big-time replay. Blackburn Rovers accounts have revealed the cost of Jack Walker's big adventure, close on £60 million so far. Almost £6 million of that outlay is missing from the team sheet tonight, though. Ripley, Gallagher and Batty are still injured. Sherwood is suspended, but Graham Lasso returns at left back after missing his first game of the season against Nottingham Forest here on Saturday. A Newcastle lineup without Andy Cole is something the Toon Army are getting used to. And the player they got in the record deal, Keith Gillespie, is ineligible until the next round of the competition. Still no Peter Beardsley either, but Paul Bracewell is fit to take a place on the substitutes bench. It's the same starting 11 that faced Manchester United on Sunday. Dermot Gallagher, who guided the first match on a pretty loose rein, is the man in charge again tonight. It's a rematch of two famous old clubs, reborn in recent times, and ready to win major honours again. But the FA Cup will be placed beyond the reach of one of them tonight, one way or another. Colin Hendry captaining Blackburn Rovers in the absence of Tim Sherwood. Henning Berg. Shot ball from leader Hottiger. Wilcox is in. And he's kept the ball in play. This is Lasso. Good defending by Robert Lee. There was a muted appeal for handball then when Lee was on the floor momentarily. It's been a breathless start. Here's space for Wilcox in behind Newcastle. Down he goes. Dermot Gallagher perfectly placed, says let's get on with it. But Newcastle United were completely undone there. Dermot Gallagher was behind the play, but he was in a position to make a judgment as Peacock came across and decided it was shoulder to shoulder. Atkins with the challenge on Clark. Howie finding Beresford. Now Clark popping up in a forward position. Came off Ian Pearce, it'll be a Newcastle United corner. Peacock's in there! There was no flag. Darren Peacock is still to score for Newcastle United. Had come forward for that initial corner. When Steve Howie turned it on, Peacock popped up from behind Hendry, and his header was well wide of the mark. It was the club's record by last year, a record which I don't think will last for all that much longer. Wilcox is up in support, still Shearer. Well, it was an awkward ball for him to kill. A good ball, cleared by Hendry. But in taking it on the chest, Shearer just took it a little wider than he would have ideally liked. From that point onwards, Wilcox, who was racing up inside, was possibly as good an option, but Shearer went for goal. Freed, though, by Colin Hendry initially. Warhurst has got Sutton free this time. Shearer to his left. Here comes Alan Shearer. Two chances in the space of a minute for Alan Shearer, neither of them taken. There must be something for Clark, which has now fallen for Lee. Oh, and Flowers just got a handle the ball. Good save. Robert Lee breaking from deep. The equalising goal that he scored in the first match ended a rather barren injury-plagued spell for him, but he rarely fails to hit the target when he breaks into those positions and forced an outstanding save from Tim Flowers. Fox is up in support. Still Kitson. So has conceded the corner kick. But Kitson continues to be lively and continues to be dangerous. Hendry away. And that is the half-time whistle. And a breather needed for all and sundry. It's been a very energetic first half. Tim Flowers made one outstanding save from Robert Lee. There have been chances. There's been an incredible amount of commitment and pace about the game. It's never really been allowed to settle. And that's why at half-time it's still goalless. Beaten to it that time by Pearce. Now Elliott. He's got a free kick from Hendry. And a yellow card. Directives are pretty clear when a player makes a sliding challenge and fails to make contact with the ball. The referee is obligated to provide a caution. It doesn't end there for Blackburn. Plenty for Flowers to worry about here. Fox is number 5, 4 in the wall. Instead it's Mark Hottiger. It's there! Mark Hottiger's first goal for Newcastle United has broken the deadlock after 12 minutes of the second half. A man from Switzerland playing in his first ever FA Cup tie has landed the first knockdown blow in this clash of the heavyweights. He looked the least likely option, and the little touch and the little bend of the free kick did the trick for him. Hendry. Warhurst. Now Sutton. Hendry. Good save. Happy to help it on its way from that curling shot from Colin Hendry's left foot. Pavel Srnicek had the spring. He was a yard or so off his line. Shearer trying to touch it down. Swept away by Elliott. Sutton nicely for Wright. Here goes Alan Wright. Forced beyond Howie. Chance for Shearer. Oh, and he just couldn't quite squeeze it in. Well, it's been a night of chances for Alan Shearer, but ultimately a frustrating night so far. Alan Wright bursting forward to set up the latest opportunity. But the wider he went, the less likely it seemed that he would be able to pull it back goalwards. Came off Clark. This is Sutton. Now Wilcox. Real chance for Jason Wilcox. It was a good save, but really Pavel Srnicek should have been given no chance. Jason Wilcox finding space, as he's so adept at doing, and trying to be very precise with his favoured left foot. Slid it into an area where Srnicek really made a pretty comfortable stop. Sutton to Warhurst. Now Shearer. Wilcox has got space again. It's Warhurst. It's Shearer. It's Sutton. It's 1-1. Chris Sutton equalises with a quarter of an hour to go. And they stretched Newcastle United there. They were undermanned and pulled first one way and then the other. Warhurst managed to turn it back into the danger area, and surprise, surprise, it was Shearer to Sutton that was the crucial combination. Chris Sutton, who set the ball rolling at St James's Park 10 days ago. has squared it up with 15 minutes to go in the second half here. And there's the most delighted man inside Ewood Park. Warhurst and Pearce combining, and now Wilcox combining well with Burr. Sutton and Shearer to his left. This is Alan Shearer. And this is Chris Sutton. And that was a chance. Pearce just trying to shepherd it back to Flowers, who hasn't got it, and Kitson almost did have it, and Hendry had to intervene. Beresford, Clark, now Venison. One or two edgy moments there for Tim Flowers. He's in a very exposed area, right on the edge of his penalty area, where a loose hand could have led to him running the bath. He had it there for a second, then it was outside, then he sort of had a reach at it, and he touched it there, he really would have been in trouble. Colin Hendry was the most decisive man in the melee. Marvellous to see his reaction in footballing terms. He's been there, seen it and done it all, and yet he was as excited as anybody in this ground when Chris Sutton equalised. Clark. Kitson in pursuit. He's got there. It's Paul Kitson, and the outstretched leg of Tim Flowers closed the door firmly in his face. And the closer we get to the finishing line, the more dramatic it gets. One now surely would win it. It's Lee Clark. He's got it! There are 5 minutes remaining, and Kevin Keegan's team are so close to a famous victory, thanks to Lee Clark.
And for the Newcastle, Lee Clark.
It fell to him rather fortuitously, but he really made the most of his luck. Squeezed the shot in off the post. And Lee Clark, who had a difficult 1994 because of injuries and because of the expectations that he raised with his raw ability beforehand, has started 1995 with a bang. And do Blackburn Rovers have another response? Right. Cernicek punching, heading Burr, deflected off Howie, headed by Sutton, great chance for Atkins, off the line by Peacock. Amazing. It was the one place on the goal line that Mark Atkins couldn't score, and he hit Darren Peacock. Burr back into the danger area though. Peacock competing in the air for all he's worth. It's fallen for Clark. And who knows the significance of this week in Newcastle United's progress when they look back at the end of the season. It's a priceless win for them. It's been a long time in coming, but it's come just in time to keep them in the trophy hunt. A third home defeat in the cup competitions for Blackburn, all of them costly. Still plenty left in their season, but thanks to Lee Clark, Newcastle's season may just be on the turn again. 1995 won't be a Blackburn double year, but it could still be a momentous year in the renaissance of Newcastle United. They've come through the Andy Cole saga, and they're still in the FA Cup, thanks to a dramatic 2-1 win here at Blackburn tonight.